As usual, I'm in a God-given mood. I'm in a good God mood. For I understand and I know who I am, and I know who you are, regardless of anyone's opinion, including your own. And all the individuals watching us on YouTube or all those things. You're a God also, and I know who you are. So once again, welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science. Let's go, Reverend Queen.
Good morning. One, two. I am as God created me. I am alive in this world. I am as God created me. I am. Help me say, I am as God created me. I am alive in this world. I am as God created me. I am. Now you know I'm going to ask you to stand up and greet your family. Stand up and greet your family. Stand up and greet your neighbor. I am. I'll greet you right here. I am as God created me. I am alive in this world. I am as God created me. I am. I am healing. I am healing. I am healing. Yes, it's true. I am healing. I am healing. I am healing through and through. You are healing. You are healing. You are healing. Yes, it's true. You are healing. You are healing. You are healing through and through. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. Every voice in the room, drop out there. I am. Let me hear every voice. Let me hear every voice. I am. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. I am. I am healing. Say, I am healing. I am healing. I am healing. Yes, it's true. I am healing. I am healing. I am healing through and through. I am as God created me. I am alive in this world. I am as God created me. I am as God. Help me say, I am alive in this world. I am as God created me. I am. Let's raise the vibration. Let's give it up.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, if anybody is wondering, who am I? For I am the I am. For you are the I am, living this life as you. For God is truly all that there is. So it's time for prayer, y'all. It's time for us to consciously embrace prayer. For I am the I am. You are the I am. For God is revealing himself as me. For God is revealing himself as you. For I am the I am. I am the I am. So I just let go of any attachment to any outcome and call this life good and very good. For I am the I am. So I bless the East Bay Church of Religious Science. I bless truth wherever it's being taught. For I know and I know that there's many, many ways to get to the truth. But my truth is that I am and God is. So I bless each and every one of you. I bless the power and the presence of Spirit. I bless the love, the joy, the hallelujah that I feel. I bless all things. For I know and I know that everything is working together for my good. Regardless of opinions, regardless of appearances, it is all working together for my good. And as this is my truth, this is your truth. You could accept it or not, but this is your truth. God is, and I am the I am. I bless our senior minister, the Reverend Dereca Blackmon. I bless all of our practitioners. I bless our music ministry that's just reminded me that I am the I am. So I'm blessing y'all. I'm blessing y'all. I'm blessing y'all. So I just give thanks for this truth. As I release these words, I let it go and I let God. But when you look at Reverend Anthony, you're looking at the I am, and so it is. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And thank you, Queen Michelle and the music ministry, for just reminding me. Because, I have a tendency to forget. I know I'm the only one. But I have the tendency to forget that I am, that I was created by the power and the presence of Spirit. Okay, community announcement. Reverend Dereca, are you going to do the community announcements? I thought so.
So I have a question. I would like to know the name of the young man what is his name? Esmir, thank you. I just want to introduce myself to Esmir this morning. And we should all acknowledge Esmir and the little child in us that wants to run around too and not play like we don't see it happening.
Right.
And perhaps if we say hello to Esmir, he might want to have a seat next to us.
Yes. Amen.
Good morning, East Bay.
Good morning.
It's so good to be here today. I am Reverend Dereca Blackmon. I'm the senior minister here at the East Bay Church of Religious Science. I use she or they gender pronouns, and I always like to let you know what my pronouns are because you can't tell what they are by looking at me. Today is a blessed day, yes?
Yes.
It's a blessed day because we have our youth and family ministry today, yes? So what we are doing here is creating a spiritual incubator for our children, for our community, for ourselves. And so we need to give some thought, as Reverend Queen Michelle was talking, to what that looks like. What does it look like to create a community where there is freedom and order? We can't have both. What does it look like to say, you are God, young person? So there will be no shame in you, and there's no need to restrain him. Mary, it's all right. He all right. Now, that's his mama, so I can't tell her what to do. But I can tell you, like Reverend E told me, lay that baby in here. Now, we're going to watch out for the cords, and if you notice, I just stepped into the aisle with him. I'm right here with you. I'm watching you. I'm supporting you. I believe in you. I wish I could run around the sanctuary like you. I kind of did. That's why we had to reach out and touch and the hug now, is we want to run around and say hi. So she's right. Say hi. Say hi to our babies when they running by. Let them know your face, your name. Some of us, religious science has a lot of what we call the unchurched. Like, we didn't all grow up in church. A lot of us rejected church, but some of us grew up in a very orderly situation. So we have to take some deep breaths when we see something that looks a little different than what we're accustomed to. And so I'm grateful for our youth and family team, and I'm grateful for you as you contemplate an expansive consciousness of what this container looks like that we're creating, not just for our children, but for the rebel in all of us. Because that's who comes to this church, just to be clear. Because, some folks are like, ooh, you going over there to that cult? Sorry, first-timers will explain. So I think my job right at this moment is to do the community announcement. So let me be about that business, and we'll get into other things later. I have a talk, so we'll do that. Oh, look. God is good. Y'all see what that says? Youth and Family Teacher Training. We had my brother-in-law's memorial here yesterday, and my sister-in-law talked about being judgmental about a child running around at a memorial service that she had gone to, and then there was her granddaughter running around the whole sanctuary, and she was like, that's my karma right there. So for everybody who just had to take a deep breath a little while ago when the children were here, guess what your opportunity is? This is a slide just for you. We are welcoming you and your consciousness and your willingness to have a different world for our children, for our families, to be of support to families with children. Our youth and family teacher training is coming on Sunday, June 30th. It is at the same time as our new member orientation. So we do want to say, if you're a member, come and do the teacher training. And if you're not a member, come to the new member orientation. So we're getting to the point where there's so many good things going on in the community that we have to, share time. But we want to see you. We had one of the most thriving youth and family ministries in the nation in this church for many years. Huge, very successful. And we hold that vision. And what it takes for us to have youth and family every Sunday is you. Many hands make light work. You don't have to do it every Sunday. Just once a month would be lovely. So if you are interested, see Mary Allen or the youth and family team, contact the office, and we'll put you in touch with them. Or just show up Sunday, June 30th. We're going to talk about how to become a teacher in the youth and family, and also classroom management. So it's going to be a good time. Today is our last session for Pathways to Fatherhood. May 19th is today, isn't it? Is that today? Oh, that's Malcolm's birthday. Ooh, I got to throw that in the talk. We're going to have to talk about that today. Make it plain, Brother Malcolm. Last session for Pathways to Fatherhood is today. It's never too late to just stop in and see what that group is about. I got the chance to go, and it was absolutely fantastic. So male-identified folks, if you want to come and check that out today. today is the last Sunday. And speaking of not too late, it's not too late to sign up for deepening your understanding and practice of this philosophy. The art and science of spiritual mind treatment is one of Reverend Ona's favorite classes to teach. So we would love for you to join her. It's not too late for Tuesday evening, 6 to 8:30. You can join this class this Sunday and really shift the level of manifestation and practice. Some of you have been exposed to this philosophy for a long time, but if you really want to get into how to use it, this is a great way to do that. Yeah. We have lost in the body two of our beloved members, Peggy Moore and Hope Wood. And if you haven't been paying attention, the whole world is mourning their departure. I read an article in the UK newspaper, in Newsweek, a post about President Obama's grief. I mean, this is a very, very special duo. They started out, they met in the Obama campaign in 2008. And Peggy was a director for Libby Schaaf's campaign, Hope was director for Hillary Clinton's campaign. So our voter education arm was seated by some really strong, powerful people. And you know, Peggy got our Bayard Reston Award at our Black History Month celebration. So Oakland, the country, the state, the world is coming together to celebrate with East Bay on Wednesday. This is really just a community space. It's not their memorial. There'll be a big memorial in August for them. But this is our space. They're members of our community. Peggy was thinking about becoming a practitioner. Hope was one of the strong cohorts in our Summer of Radical Love. So this is our space, East Bay, to host all the folks who are wanting to celebrate their lives in Oakland. So we will be in person this Wednesday at 6:30. There was a post online that I posted of 6 o'clock, but it will be at 6:30. We'll be in person and virtual. There's a message coming from Jen Johns from South Africa. Reverend Michael is sending one while he's on his travels. We're going to celebrate them. And if you don't know them, you just can come and be a part of this community, and we show how we love our own as they leave the body but are with us in the spirit. We do need volunteers to be greeters. We want to have food. You know, folks come to church, they expecting us to have some food. So we've been doing a lot with Eleganza, my family's memorial. And so if you haven't had a chance to volunteer but would love to get involved, Wednesday night would be a really good time. You can see Reverend Ona or Z, who are organizing the greeters and ushers and volunteers. Yes. It's Eleganza. This Saturday, you have 6 days before the event takes place. Do we have any of the dancers from Eleganza here? All right, all the yes, I need those hands higher. What is with those little hands? Yes, there we go. And dancers, I need for you to let folks know that you're dancing, because not everybody knows the type of superstar power that is going to be in the house. We have folks from other communities, and we're a little behind on ticket sales for it to be 6 days out. This is our first 50th anniversary fundraiser. And so we want you to be here and celebrate. And I will say, I heard a little birdie told me that the Supremes was going to be in the house. I mean, I'm just saying, there might be a boa in this bag and a little page boy wig. So if you want to see your minister and her mama and her daughter, come on out and see. I'm not telling it all. You ain't even seen the moves yet. But it will be a really fun time. Some of you know, ain't no party like East Bay party don't stop. So Arlene and Sister Linda and so many other people have been working really hard. We've been dancing up a storm. We're going to have rehearsal again today. And you can get your tickets online. We can still get them in person. There are different levels of seating. We still have tables available. So please support your community members here and far. We'd like to have, we will have a full house. Amen. Yes? Yes? And so we want to see you there. It's going to be really fun. Anything else I need to say about that, Arlene? We good? We good? Okay. Arlene, just so you know, we're going to talk about this more when I get to the service, is working the video camera today, because that's what we're talking about when we say a harder service. Just everything that can be done at this church, she has done it. She didn't fix the roof, but she probably would if she could. And next to her in the booth is Byron, who I believe is working 4 events this week. And I told him I was going to take him to lunch, but when I heard it was 4 in 1 week, I said, okay, that might have to be dinner. I really appreciate the level of service in this community. And like I said, many hands make light work. So if you see Arlene or Byron today, and you can just give a couple of hours a month to support the AV ministry or the office ministry or the 6 ministries that Arlene leads, just say, hey, how can I help? Just check them out and say, how can I help? All right. How many people are members of East Bay Church? Oh, look, we got a lot of members in the house. Okay, you can put your hand down. I'm not going to make you put your hand up if you're not a member. I am going to say this slide is for you. I know, I hear you. I'm not really a joiner, Reverend Dereca. I'm a member of the World Church and all of that. But this year is the 50th anniversary. And I want to assure you, without giving it all away, that membership will have its privileges. And so we want you to be a part of this community, not just for the benefits, but for the community that we create together. This is your church, and we want you to be a part of leading, guiding, shaping, and fully embracing and enjoying it. So we would love to have you. There are 2 dates for the orientation. There's 2 sessions. The first one is June 29th from 1 to 3. That's a Saturday. The second one will be June 30th from 1 to 3. We are going to be virtual for these, so you can do that from wherever you are. And that also means, love streamers, that you can become a member even if you live in Texas or the Virgin Islands or Cuba. I see you, I hear from you, and it's time. It's time for us to be one church wherever we are. Oh, that's it. All right, so with that, I'm going to turn it back to Reverend Anthony. Can we give some love to Reverend Anthony today? He has been so phenomenal in his service to this community and so amazing in his support for me. It's been a lot for me lately, and I really appreciate how you've been there. So, Reverend Anthony. Oh, that's yours.
Thank you, Reverend Dereca. And everything she said is true. So thank you. Well, you know what? If you can't recognize it in yourself, how do you expect other people to recognize it? Yeah. So, speaking of recognition, is this your first time here at East Bay Church celebrating with us? I'm going to ask you to stand. I'm not going to ask you to say anything, but I would just like to look at you. So if this is your first time at East Bay, please stand. Yes, yes, yes. And family, let's outstretch our hands in the direction of our guests, and please repeat after me. We see you. We understand the love that you are. We appreciate you. And welcome to East Bay Church. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Richard, you finished? You still? Okay. Well, once again, welcome all. And now we have our music ministry. Yeah, Reverend Queen Michelle, director. Yes, indeed. We got Ben on the piano. We got Martin on the drums. And we got James. I know. Can you believe that? We got James on the bass, the music ministry. Thank you.
What if Martin didn't stand up? What if Rosa didn't sit down? What if Malcolm didn't man up? Where would we be now? What if Marley didn't get up, stand up? What if the boys didn't come to advance us? Mandela didn't come to teach us. Where will we be now? We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. 'Cause it is up to the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. Our love can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. Our love can change the world. What if Maya didn't speak up? What if Langston Hughes didn't write it down? What if Josine Baker didn't dance it out? No. Tell me, where will we be now? What if Sojourner never told the truth? Ida B. Wells never printed the news. Harriet never went underground. Where will we be now? We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. That's your part, 'cause it is up to us. Oh my goodness! Our love's gonna change the world. We can change the world. Our love can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. Our love can change the world. Me too, you matter, we matter, we matter. Together we are love. Me too, I matter, you matter, we matter. You say together, together we are love. It's gotta be all of us to stand up and reach out with our love, 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 love. Need to hear that key. Oh, that's all right, I'm still in the flow with our love. Our love will change the world. We can change the world. Our love can can change the world. We can change the world. I need to hear everybody say, change the world. We can change the world. Our love can change the world. We can change the world. Everybody say, our love will change the world. We can change the world. Our love will change. That's it. We can change the world. Our love will change the world. We can change the world. Our love will change the world. We can change the world. We can change the world. We can change the world. Our love will change the world. We can change the world. Change the world. We can change the world. Our love will change the world. We can change the world. Yeah. With our love. If you didn't know, you know now. With our love. Our love will change the world. Our love will change the world. Wow, I see some faces from the past. It's amazing, so amazing. Our love will change the world. That's Bennett, Roth Newell, James Jeffley, and Martin Trusso. And I'm going to ask them to start taking us into the next song, because I see some blasts from the past up in here. My. Oh, my goodness. So y'all remember back in the day, in the 1900s? I'm sorry. And you first came to this place called East Bay Church of Religious Science. And Reverend Eloise and all of the ministers that have crossed this path might remember this song. I don't know if I'm going back that far, but I remember sitting in meditation, and they said, when there's trouble all around me, and my soul cries out for rest, and I'm feeling that I'm falling, even though I've done my best. When decisions get so heavy and there are answers that I need, I know it's time to just be still and let God love me. I need to be still, remember? And let God love me. Remember? I need to be still and let God love me. When this whole world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. I need to relax. I need to relax. Let God take over. Let God take over. I need to relax. I need to relax and let God take over. Take this load off my shoulder. I need to relax and let God take over. When there's trouble all around me and there are answers that I need, when my soul cries out for rest, when I cries out for rest, when decisions get so heavy and there are answers that I need, I know it's time to just be still and let God love me. I need to be still. You sing it. I need to be still. I need to be still and let God love me. When this whole world world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. I need to relax, let God take over. I need to relax, I need to relax and let God take over. Take this load off my shoulder. I need to relax and let God take over. Just play it, Bennett, play it, Bennett. Because ministry comes in all forms. Be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still. Let it hang. I need to be still.
That is Bennett Newell Roth on piano, Martin Trousseau on drums, James Jeffley on bass, and Reverend Queen Michelle Jordan on vocals and music direction. Telling our whole story. Be still, relax. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to start with a little gratitude. I've been given gratitude because there's so much to be grateful for, and it's always a good way to start. But before I let them escape, I need to say that we have a birthday to celebrate. Yes. Tomorrow is a big birthday. I don't know if you want me to say how big it is, but there's a big birthday. It's all right? Our own Martin Trousseau had a party for the ages last night, I heard, celebrating his 70th birthday. So give it up for Martin. Now I'm going to tell you, music ministry is a calling. This is not for the faint of heart. These folks show up consistently for us, and throughout this process, during my ministry, Martin has always practiced the sacred yes. There has never been a time where we have called him that he has not shown up to the very best of his abilities and capabilities, and with no ego. With no ego about whether he was drumming today or not. I appreciate you. We love you, and we thank God for your heart. Today is a day that I am filled with tremendous gratitude. In part, because as Reverend Queen Michelle said, I looked up and seen all manner of people. Deb Hammond, you know you got to get this shout out today. Reverend Deb Hammond is in the house. And you want to talk about humility and heart of service. That is my sister for sure. And she has, over the years, just been a North Star of consciousness, and just a smile and a hug and a support that lights up your spirit. I just can look around the room and name 1,000 of you, but I won't do that. I just want to say I see you, and I'm grateful that you're here. Many of you know that this has been a season of loss, tremendous loss for many of us. And I was looking for the obituary. It's okay. Yesterday we had a memorial service for my brother-in-law, Jamal, who made his transition on March 1st. And my grandmother made her transition on May 16th. My best friend made her transition, on March 16th. My best friend made her transition on May 2nd. And Peggy and Hope made theirs on May 3rd. This morning, Amar Casey's mom made her transition as well. And our practitioner, Carol Wild, also made her transition on Earth Day. It's been a lot. And I haven't really known what to do with it all. You know, when you're in a spiritual leadership role, you feel like there's some expectations of how you should practice these principles. There's a way that you make up a story that you need to be. But I tell people, I knew for sure that I was in the right community, because last time when I went to talking about the loss, and I got lost, and I was looking for my notes, and I was like, oh, I think they're over here. And I came back to the pulpit, and I said, I'm not okay. And I tell everybody, my congregation started clapping like, yes. Because that's what we're about here. We're about honoring all of who we are. Honoring about all of where we are, about seeing each other right where we are, not passing judgment on what we're going through, but providing inspiration on what we're getting through. How do we get through it? We get through it together. Yesterday, I showed up at this church with what felt like an army of volunteers. People had been here the night before setting up. They were organized, and they had the programs laid out, and they had stations, and I'm doing trash and food and my busy person thought I had to have something to do. Do you understand? But maybe the real message was I needed to relax and let God love me. See, I didn't know Queen Michelle. I don't know what she's going to sing all the time. I just know that whatever I wrote down, she's singing something that goes right along with it. And so there's only one of us, so I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about us. Amen. Maybe it's all right for us just to relax and trust that God is going to show up in our lives, providing everything we think we need. It's love that we've been reaching and searching and grasping for. And sometimes people will tell you that the second you let go of the chasing, the second you let go of the searching, the second you let go of the needing and outlining your list of what it needs to look like, it shows up in ways you can't imagine. I didn't imagine how good yesterday was going to be. See, in religious science, we talk a lot about our dominion and how we're going to claim and manifest and all of that, and it's a beautiful thing. But what I love about the God I serve, as we say in the old church, what I love about the God I serve is that it's bigger than my imagination. It's bigger than what I think I'm going to just decide to outline, and I do. I pray for very specific things, and I manifest them. And I love being surprised. Right here in the front, we got royalty in the East Bay family. We got Reverend Mwata and Pierre Angelie. We appreciate you. We was acknowledging ministers earlier, so you know, there's the prodigal son, and there's the one who stayed and was always faithful, who don't always get the credit for always having been faithful. We love you. This is Who Taught Me Foundations and changed my life from the beginning. So we love you both, and we appreciate you. It's good to see you and have you here. And I'm plotting on them, just so you know. Don't be surprised when the manifestation happens, because that's a plan right there. I want to, yeah, Queen Michelle is over here raising her hands because I plotted on her too. She's like, y'all just go ahead and surrender because the plot is real. I'm co-conspiring with God. Y'all better get to the business of co-conspiring with God. I'm trying to tell you, it's not the partner that you think you need. It's not the job that you think you need. It's not the doctor that you think you need or the herbs. You better get into a co-conspiratorial relationship with the power that lives in you. It is telling you what you need to do. And in most cases, it's relax and let God love you. It's the constriction. Do you understand? It's the way we clutch money and jobs that we don't want and relationships that don't serve us. It's the constriction. It's the relax. We were in this morning. We were working on something, and I'm really working on this 4 pivots. I'm really working on this hustle to flow situation. And when I can't, Reverend Ona prays for me. Reverend Queen Michelle prays for me. Reverend Anthony prays. How are you? Reverend Anthony does not like to talk to me about work. Reverend Anthony calls me and says, the first thing is, how are you doing? The second thing is, let's pray. You understand? We get to work eventually, but that's the pivot from transaction to transformation. You ought to have somebody who you could call who don't just want to hear the story. A prayer partner, a practitioner, a good friend. Somebody you can call whose response is, let's pray. It's important. It will change. It does change your life. So I'm talking about yesterday, and I just want to say a special thanks again to Arlene. I walked in and I saw all these folks, and I said, Arlene and Maud, I know they set this in motion. Maud was in there directing the team like nothing I had seen. She was like, okay, everybody is stationed. And it's something when you see people show up and manifest in the way that they did. Hunia, Dr. Cynthia, Rosa, will you just raise your hand if you were here yesterday so I can just thank you. Look at all these beautiful people, Pat and Z, Rebecca. There's so many people with their hands raised. I really appreciate you. So I want to talk today about a framework. I love frameworks. They're ways to think about things and to think about the world. I want to talk about a framework that has always really inspired me and has really helped me through this difficult time. It's a way of thinking about how I deal with what's going on in my life. And it's called the 4 kingdoms or the 4 quadrants, or however, there's a lot of ways that people refer to it. And the way it works is that there's 4 constructs that we think about life. And the first quadrant is life happens to us. The second is life happens by us. The third quadrant is life happens through us. And the fourth quadrant is life happens as us. Now, what does this look like? Well, I'm going to go back, and it's great because Reverend Watts is here, to my foundations class. Because I came to this philosophy like many of you. I love what the choir, man, Reverend Queen Michelle had me laid out in the spirit crying all the time. I love the people and the excitement and the energy. But when life got really hard, when my daughter's father left, that's when I took foundations. That's when I was like, oh, this all feel-good part is good, but I'm going to need how to use these principles that I keep hearing are changing people's lives. So I came into foundations angry. I was angry at my daughter's father. I was angry at my father because I grew up with a lot of abuse, a lot of fear, a lot of control. This is my stepfather. My father watches every week. This is my stepfather. And he also loved and raised me as his own. So the narrative is always complicated, yes? Because we could tell one version of the story, and that's what I showed up doing. Big bad wolf. I had a monster, big bad wolf in my story. And I blamed everything on my life, in my life on him. This is why I made the bad relationship choices. This is why I couldn't control my anger. This is why I was afraid to make a mistake. This is why, you name it, he was the reason why. And I had grown up not just with fear and control, but with gaslighting and love bombing. See, those weren't terms when I was growing up, but those were the things that I was experiencing. So let me explain, because some folks are like, I don't know what that is. Gaslighting is when you tell the truth about what's happening and somebody makes you think you're tripping. It's when you're saying, hey, this thing that you're doing, this is abuse. And somebody tells you you're tripping. Ain't nobody abusing you. Look at all these clothes and toys and everything else you got. How you gonna call this abuse as much as I do for you? Uh-oh. I see a couple people know what I'm talking about, right? You got a boss at the job that's telling you this is what you got to do. You just got to do it and take it, and this is what it means to work hard here. And you're like, this isn't hard work. This is micromanaging. This is a bunch of stuff you making me do because you on a power trip, right? But then it's you're the problem employee, right? Or perhaps it's in a relationship. That's how I experienced gaslighting the most, was with the people who love me the most. I was too sensitive, too angry, too loud, too quiet, complain, what you name it. When I spoke what was real for me, I was silenced, right? And then, just to make things really complicated in my house, I was also love bombed. So this is the pattern of abuse where somebody does something to hurt you, and you don't get to be hurt because they want you to forgive them. And so now they just come on with the, oh, I love you so much, and come on, let's go get ice cream, and you just suck it up. Okay, ice cream. It's deeply confusing when someone says, I need you not to feel pain. Because your pain, that I caused you, by the way, is making me uncomfortable. I mean, some of y'all, I can tell by your face, you know what I'm talking about. But that's what gaslighting and love bombing is, just so we understand. But I believed that I was fatally flawed. I believed that I was scarred beyond repair. And I believed all the things that had been said about me. I was too hard. I was too strong. I was too afraid, too opinionated, too needy. Basically, I was just too much. Anybody in here be told they too much? Yeah, it's a pretty common thing, especially if you're a black woman. I mean, I'm just saying. I went to a 12-step program, and they told me my parents had done the best that they could, and I got up and walked out. I was like, oh, no. Absolutely unacceptable. Because I had a story. Do you understand? I was in quadrant 1. Life had done things to me, and I was going to tell you about it because I had been silenced about it. And I needed to say something. I needed to speak up. I needed somebody to hear because nobody had been listening when I was talking about the bruises on my body. I was told, "You trying to turn people against me." Do you understand what I'm saying? I had been silent, so when I showed up to Foundations, I was hot. We're going to talk about what's happening to me now. What you got for this? I was, whoo. And then they started telling me all about the oneness of God, and everyone is God, and it's all God, and I was ready to walk out. And then Reverend Watson talked about forgiving the man who killed his father. And I seen this big, strong black man with tears in his eyes, talking about freedom, talking about the freedom that he got from forgiveness. And I didn't know nothing else. I just knew I wanted some of that. And so forgiveness, just so you know, when I started it out, was not some altruistic thing that I had. It was not some like moral principle that I was like, I'm going to forgive. Forgiveness for me, just so you're clear, was about power. I was like, oh, okay, I can forgive and I can be free. I'm ready to get free. Let's do this. Okay, wrote him a letter, didn't send it because that's what they told me. I didn't even have to send it. I wrote, and you did this, and you did this, and you did this, and you did this, and I forgive you. And it worked. I felt a lot better. I was now in quadrant 2. Because now I had dominion. I was taking control of my life. You weren't going to have me walking around talking about you and feeling bad all the time. I didn't have to be angry and mad and in bad relationship. I didn't have to do any of that. I was going to make different choices for myself. I had dominion. I have the control over my life. I'm getting ready to make it happen. I got me some Daisy Dukes and a weave. You gonna be sad you left me. I had some Lou Rawls you'll never find. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I had a whole soundtrack to my dominion. It was going down. You better believe. Beyonce said, you must not know about me because I'm not about to lay down on this floor and be sad. We about to make it happen. I got me a new job, a new man, a new house. It was on. I love this teaching because it got me up off the floor. It got me out of the sorrow and the pity party and into taking ownership of my life. And I loved it. But I'm going to tell you something. Dominion is exhausting. Some of us are stuck right there in quadrant 2 where we have to make everything happen. Uh-oh. Dang, I was with you, Reverend Dereca. Power to the people. No. Quadrant 3 is God happens through you. Amen. Do you understand? It's called the flow. So instead of you looking for any and everything you can do to make something happen, to feel some control, in which I started to replicate some of my father's behaviors. I might have been that boss I was just talking about, micromanaging everything. Because that's what I knew, control. And I wanted to make sure nobody else had it, so I wanted to make sure I had it. I've been a manager since I was 25 years old because I for sure wasn't getting told what to do no more. But life is funny that way because now I get told what to do all the time. That's what happens. What the old folks say, just keep living. So here we go. I'm in quadrant 3 now, going, okay. I remember the first time I heard the song Use Me at Agape. And I thought, oh, there's something greater where I get to know what I'm here for, where I get to let God use me. I get to get out of the way and get into the flow. There's something good in me that wants to express itself. And this began to shape and reshape my career. I didn't want to just have the practices. I became a practitioner. I wanted to teach the practices. I wanted to share the practices. And I became clearer that my role, that my call was to be a healer. And there was joy in that. There is joy in that. There's something special about that moment where I kind of opened up the faucet and said, God, let me serve your purpose. That's when I felt like I was on the mountaintop. I was like, yes, come and pray with me. I'm the presence of peace. All of the things, yeah? It was a good time. Some of you met me in my mountaintop phase, and I was all aglow. Yes. And so, but here's an interesting thing that happens with that. It's even though I'm not in the frantic part of dominion, when I felt like, oh, I'm a healer, well, there's this thing I like to say from organizing. If all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. If you call yourself a healer, you think everybody around you is sick. Well, let me help you. Well, I know I see that you're thinking that, but can I give you a different way to look at it? Y'all know them people, they get on your, right? I'm calling you out like that. Y'all know them people, they get on your nerves. You be like, okay, I'm just feeling my feelings today, right? And they're like, well, but I want to help you think about it differently, right? And so what happened with that is it really showed up in my relationships because I thought my job was to date somebody that I could fix. Oh, I'm sure I'm the only one that ever did that. Because, I'm a healer after all, so if you come into my presence, well, then I shall help you with insert thing here. You got a lot of kids, you got a drug problem, an alcohol problem, you gainfully unemployed, whatever it is, I'm here. I am filled with the principle of peace and love, and so there's nothing you could ever do that would harm me or change how much love I feel for you. And so, even though I'm really pissed, I'm going to be here for you. So there is a fourth quadrant, praise God. And it's called God as me. And as I got into practitioner studies and ministry, I started to learn about this other thing, that it's all God. And that was really radical. It still is. I'm still working with that one. Because it's the idea that all of these aspects, all of these parts of me, none of it is outside of God. Not the part that was a victim, not the part that was trying to control, not the part that wants to heal. None of it is outside of me because I am God. And what we teach here is pretty radical. We teach that it's all God. It's all good, that there's nothing outside of it. And that is hard to believe. When I showed up in Foundations, I wanted to ask about slavery. Excuse me, all good, all God. I'm going to need you to give me some references related to this thing right here. And Reverend E told me, she said, you ain't been no slave. Talk to me about something you know about. And that's why I worked on my father, because that was the monster in my imagination. And if I could heal that and set him free, that she knew that I could see anything differently. Because slavery had caused me some pain in the way, the legacy of oppression in this society, but nothing had caused me the pain that had happened in my house. Do you understand? So if I could forgive that, then I knew, she knew I could see anything differently, right? So I want to take this to the present. Because part of what was going on there was I got to make a decision about the story. We had facts. I had grown up in a house where there had been drug addiction, emotional, physical abuse. There were all manner of things that were going on, and those are the facts. I'm not denying the facts. That's not what this philosophy does. There were facts. And then there were stories. Stories of being a victim, stories of being a survivor, stories of being the healer. I believe I went through a period in my mountaintop phase where I was like, I was sent to this family to experience healing. I came here, I chose these parents, and this is why all of this is happening, because this is what has made me a healer. I have evolved into a healer because of these conditions. I chose this. I elevate above it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's a version of the story. I'm going to tell you, that version of the story brought me a lot of peace, right? So eventually I got to realize that I could decide. So here I am, 5 deaths, 6 in a couple of months. And I thought today's talk was going to be about how I was getting through it, because many of you know me, many of you have talked to me and called me, and I did. I said I wasn't okay. It's too much. You know, they tell you, like, well, let us know if it gets to be too much. And I was thinking to myself, well, and then what? It gets to be too much. It is too much. You go give God a call. Be like, don't let nobody else die, God, because she's a little too much for her. It is too much. I'm planning 4 memorials. The first one was yesterday. We got Peggy, Aaron, and Hope on Wednesday. My sister, my best friend, has 2. It is too much, right? And that's what I was feeling. I was feeling victimized. I was feeling angry at them, all of them, that I didn't get to say goodbye. I'm angry about that. I feel brokenhearted that my friend is gone. I wake up every morning and realize that she's gone. And it hurts every morning. And I'm exhausted. It's a lot of emotional labor, grieving. It's a lot planning the memorials. But see, the memorials was me in dominion mode. That's when I was like, oh, okay, well, here's what I can do. What did they said in Sparkles, one of my favorite movies, what can I do with this feeling? I can get busy. I'm planning all the programs. I'm doing the prayers. I'm doing the obituary. I ordered the catering. I can get busy. I mean, let me just tell you about how busy. We are having this celebration for Peggy and Hope on Wednesday between the memorial that we had for my brother-in-law yesterday and Eleganza next Saturday. Who thought of that? Yes. Dominion. Because this is what happens when we're hurting. Some of us check out, and some of us get really busy. It is the same thing. Busy is a way of checking. I see my teacher is here. I love this. You know, me and the Olivers, we do the collaborative preaching process. I love it. But you understand, he's right. I got busy so I could check out from the feelings of grief and anger. And that's how I started making us over busy, because now we got all these events to do. And everybody's like, we're here. We're going to be here for you. Wednesday, huh? Okay. Right. Hunia over here like, right. Did you just ask me to cook? This morning, I was like, Hunia, you think you could cook something on Wednesday? She's looking at me like, no. But Spirit always says yes, and so we're going to ask Gloria. Gloria don't know. I'm like, Gloria? She's like, Wednesday? So bless my heart. I got a lot. Yesterday's memorial was so beautiful. My sister-in-law and my nieces and nephews and the whole family was so happy. Because I'm going to tell you, right? It was me in the through me quadrant, right? Because as hard, as much work and all of that is, this is my gift. This is my joy. The service was phenomenal. And even Harry told me she watched it online, which is so sweet. This is my brother-in-law and family, and it was lovely. And Wednesday's going to be lovely, too. And the services for my friend Paige are going to be lovely. And we're going to show up for Amar, and it's going to be lovely because this is who we are. I tell people, you know, you can feel bad for me, but honestly, I have one of the best jobs in the world. I pray for a living. Do you understand? This is what I do. I pray, I preach, I teach, and I would really do all of those things for free. I appreciate the paycheck, but I did for many years. right? Because this is what I'm here on the planet to do. And so the thing that you're telling the story in your life that is so hard, that you're so tired, that you're not appreciated, you're not paid enough, you're not loved the way you want to be loved. That's a version of the story. But there's a version of the story where you just have love, or a job, or some magnitude of health. You hear? There's a different version of the story. But here's the thing. The best realization that I had about this whole situation, about death and grieving, the best realization that I had was that it's all God. That every part of me that showed up, the part that could not get out of the bed because I was so sad and crying, and I called Reverend Ona at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I said, can you just come pray with me? That part is God. The part of me that signed us all up for another big memorial on Wednesday, that part is God too. The part of me that shined with joy as I was able to sit here and pray and be with my family, that's God. See, that's quadrant 4. As God, I count it all as God. And I'm going to tell you that the thing we practice too much in this philosophy is spiritual bypass. And spiritual bypass is the part where you say quadrant 1 is bad. That I'm sad is bad. That I'm angry is bad. That I'm depressed, that I'm stuck in the bed, that I'm afraid is bad. See, that's the way we judge ourselves. It's all God. And there's shortcuts, because I'm going to tell you what, sometimes being stuck in the bed, I have a deep insight, and I realize that God is in this too, and that my loved one is gone on, but they're still with me in the heart. That's a shortcut. Reverend Nona and I were talking about, that's a shortcut from quadrant 1 to quadrant 4. I just went from, oh, I'm so sad, to, you know what, I'm God and you're still with me. All of the quadrants. This is my invitation to you, community. Be okay with it. Just let go. Relax. Count it all as God. Don't leave any part of it out. Be in the moment wherever you are. Bless yourself. And know that there is a story right here, and it will change. And it will change again. And it will change again. And it will change again. And you have the choice at any moment to love your story. Love it right where it is, and watch what happens when the freedom, the truth of going from quadrant to quadrant shows up in your life. When you look back and go, you know what? That sadness, it healed me. You know what? That anger that got me up and said, I'm not going to be sad anymore, it healed me. You know what? That time when I realized my calling and I quit that job relationship and did and followed God, it healed me. And right now I realize I was God the whole time. I was God the whole time. People don't like it sometimes in this philosophy when we say we're God. What do you think it means to be created in the image and likeness of? That's what it means. It means there's nothing about me. There's no spot in me. There's no time in me. There's nothing I have ever done or said. Hold on. Not that thing that you did either. Not that thing that you did either. There's nothing that we've done or said that makes us less God. Nothing. Let go. Let go. That's right. Right here. We're being taught. So we have a question. The Bible says, choose this day who you will serve. Just look at your life. Will you serve pain? Or will you serve perseverance? Will you serve purpose? Or will you say, I'm here for it? All of it. And so it is. So we're just going to take a moment to go within for prayer. We want to just seal this word, this consciousness in this moment. And recognizing the infinite power of God, the omniscience, the omnipresence, the omnipotence, all of what God is, it's who I am. And so this is what we've known and touched and agreed and affirmed today, is that everything that God is, there's a thing in this philosophy that all we have to heal is our belief in a separation from God. And when we pray in these 5 steps, the first 2 are recognizing what God is and then knowing that's true about us, unifying with that power. And I'm telling you, if you can do those 2 things, it don't matter what the rest of the steps are. If I know what God is, and I know what God is love and health and wealth and prosperity and abundance and joy and freedom and peace. Peace that passes all understanding. And I'm that. I'm peace and I'm joy and I'm love and I'm freedom. And I'm here. Showing up for my life. And as there's only one of us. There's only one of us. There's nothing that I am up here at this podium that is not also true about each one gathered here. There's only one of us. You can only see it because you are it. That's the only way to recognize it in anybody else. You don't have to envy that. You're reflecting that. You're putting it out and saying, oh, show me what God looks like as. So there's nothing to covet, nothing to worry about. I just declare that I'm healed. I'm healed of the belief that anything that I have ever done is bad. I'm healed of the belief that the grief is going to take me under. I'm healed of the need to fix myself or anybody else. I'm healed of all of these false beliefs, and I just know it's true that we came together. It's no accident that we're here together. This room is never going to be exactly this again, but the ones that showed up here, the ones that watched online, the ones that watch it later, the ones that share it with somebody, whoever it is who put a prayer in this box, who has a prayer on their heart, who seeks prayer after service, who calls a friend, a prayer partner, a practitioner, and says, I'll be made whole. I'm willing to be made whole. I know that while we touch and agree with each other, it's already done. It's already done before the idea is even put out there. God has the great pleasure to give us even more than we can imagine. More than we can imagine. We don't have to tell God what it is. We have to relax and let go and let God do it. So I'm grateful that I believe in a philosophy that says life is everlasting. So I get to be sad that the body is not here anymore, but I get to be in tune with the consciousness that lives forever and ever and ever expanding. I'm grateful for the service at this community. All of the singing and ushering and preaching and praying and the board and the guidance and the staff and the willingness. It's so good I can't tell it all. And this is your life. Look around at all the blessings to be counted. This is our community. And we share this consciousness. We know this to be true. And so we're going to do the most important part. Of all the steps, this one is my favorite. I let go. I let go. Say, I let go. I let go. And I let God love me. And so it is.
The Reverend Dereca Blackmon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Co-conspirator with God. Thank you, thank you. So let us all take a deep breath. For that is the breath of God, which is you are breathing. It's the breath of God, which is breathing you. And I give so much thanks. I give so much thanks. And in giving thanks, this is our offertory time. Yeah. It is an opportunity for us to do that, for us to do that, for us to give as we has received, for we are so blessed. We are so blessed. So we have an offertory statement. let's read it in unison together. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. And so it is.
I'm sorry, Reverend Anthony. I got a quick thing I wanted to say. Was it last week when we finished the 50 and 50
Yeah.
campaign? And I made a pledge, and I said I would match everything that we raised above the 50,000. Y'all remember that? And when it came out of my mouth, I was like, Spirit, what? I don't even know how much that is. I've just claimed something. I have no idea how much. I told Arlene, I said, okay, you got to stop counting after Sunday because I made a commitment, and I like to keep my commitments. I want you to know that the following week, I received an unexpected tax refund that was $400 over the exact amount that you all gave. Let me just say, you gave several $1,000s over the goal, and when I got my check of several $1,000s plus 400, I was like, shut up, God. So I said all of that to say, as they say at CSL Dallas, TSRW, this stuff really works.
Thank you, Reverend Dereca, for sharing that with us. That's good news. Let's share the good news. Yeah. Share the good news. That is good news. For those, there are several ways to give. Let's put it up on the screen so we could see. Make sure we got individuals serving you at your seats right now. You could go back to the kiosk. You could text to give. Text to East Bay Church to 510-650-0535. You could even Zelle. Yeah, so there's several. We got it covered. There are several ways to give. Please.
One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's when grace comes in. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's when grace comes in. One breath at a time. Oh, one step at a time. One step at a time. That's when peace comes in. One step at a time.
So we bless these tithes and offerings. We bless the giver as we bless the receiver. For God is truly in the midst of all things. And for this and so much more, I am grateful. And so it is.
Peace comes in one step at a time.
Okay. Practitioners that are available for prayer after at the service, come on up. Would you please come up and join me in front of the sanctuary? So these are practitioners who are available and are willing and want to pray with you directly at the service. Also a reminder that we have our food bank today. We have individuals giving out baskets or bags of food. So if you want food or if you know someone that's in need of food, you can pick up a bag when you go down the hallway in the kitchen. Let's see, what else? Okay, yeah, that's a reminder of the day. And thank you, practitioners. Thank you, practitioners. So please, we got practitioners, as I said, that are available for prayer. So, yeah, let's do that, Reverend Queen. So let us stand as we prepare to leave this space. So we go from this place, multiplying the consciousness that God is truly in the midst of all things. So as I go on my daily day, I understand and I live my life as if I know that God is and I am. For this and so much more, I am eternally grateful. So I invite you all to join me in anchoring this truth by saying, Ashe, I am, and so it is. Thank you. Have a great day.
God created me, food bags in the kitchen. Yes, He did. I am as God created me. I am all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.